Out of all the controversy Destiny has been given, the one aspect that Bungie always nails on the head is its music. In this video, I will analyse 5 soundtracks from Destiny and evaluate the emotion the music is trying to convey to the listener and how it immerses you in the story it is trying to tell. The first soundtrack is A View from Orbit. This piece begins with a soft piano playing the iconic theme tune to Destiny, but with a twist. Instead of the heavier orchestral theme, it is replaced with a single piano. This immediately sets the overall theme and emotion. It is somber and calm, an oxymoron to the game's genre and tone. The first couple of seconds, the piano is the only thing we hear, but after it deafens and fades away, there is a brief moment of silence. All you hear is your spaceship hovering over the planet, making the player feel like they're alone in this universe. Although how technologically advanced humanity is in this period of time, the loneliness never fades away. When the silence concludes, the piano restarts and is accompanied by a cello, matching the same tone and feel as the piano, but with a slightly lighter pitch. This infers that you are no longer alone, thinking as if the piano is one person and the cello is another. They found each other and are working together. This conveys friendship and teamwork between the two players, which is what this game strives for. If you're by yourself, you don't feel as powerful as you would be if you were in a team with your friends. Just over halfway through the tune, a female singer sings in a choir-like style, completing the team which Destiny pushes for, a 3-man squad. The pace of the tune begins to speed up, but only at a minimal rate to show the gradual increase of power all players hold when working together. The overall moral is that when you're alone, you feel powerless, but when you are working with friends, your power increases and you feel stronger. The second track is called Leviathan. The song instantly begins with deafening drums and the slow introduction to a violin that plays an Indian-like battle tune. The light cymbals beat faster and faster to give you a sense of tension and nervousness. The violins begin to increase their pitch with 4 specific notes and then drops back down again. This makes the player feel on edge as if they're being hunted. The dramatic increase in pitch, then the decline back to normal, could infer a tense moment that the player is physically holding their breath, making sure that they stay hidden from the looming threat that is the enemy. The name of the soundtrack, Leviathan. What does that mean? Well, a Leviathan is a sea monster who hunts sailors, and if spotted, it means certain doom. Further into the song, we hear the introduction of more percussion instruments added to the background noise, which also adds to the overall theme and emotion of the piece. We begin to hear a rattling beat. This can be inferred as footsteps for the monster, slowly walking past the player, with every rattle followed by a drum, which could be interpreted as remnants the sea monster leaves behind, reinforcing the meaning that fear is a constant whilst you're on this level. This is a dramatic change to how the game should feel to the player. You should always be the strongest force in the galaxy, but now you're cowering and hiding from a greater threat that is more powerful than yourself, and that scares you as a player. A complete change to the previous track. The third track is called Dominus Gaunt. To fit in with the plot's advancements, this track goes from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds. The tone is immediately fast-paced and menacing. After all, this track is for the main antagonist. The heavy orchestral instruments are used throughout the piece to infer superiority and domination over the player and the environment we're playing in. It suggests similarities to the Imperial March, where the evil tune includes a loud and fast-paced beat to keep up the intensity of this track, so it can be transferred to the player to make them feel insignificant to the threat they are faced up against. The track uses the old Cabal theme from the original game, which I personally thought was a stellar tune to describe a military race. This brings a sense of nostalgia to the player, as it is the first theme they hear when they are introduced to the Cabal on Mars. The deafening drums marching to the sound of the tubas playing the Cabal Stomp track is mixed in with the new and reimagined Cabal theme tune for the new enemy, which is Ghaul. This adds to the layer of fear that was already established by the Cabal from the first game, with the addition of the new Cabal leader wanting to take control of the galaxy that threatens the new player. That someone who we thought as Guardians we defeated in the first game has risen back from defeat and has grown more stronger in the process and is out for revenge. The story's at its peak right now, as you have confronted the main villain and you're out to reclaim your world from this unbeatable threat set out to destroy all life, and it's your job as a player to defend your home and avenge who was lost at the battle from the beginning of the game. The fourth track is called Sanctuary. The song begins with a choir seen in a calming tone to represent prosperity. This carries over to the player that they've restored peace to their planet, which is a complete shift from the previous tune from war and despair to soothing and pleasant. Shortly after the choir, an acoustic guitar fades in, playing 3 pattern chords in different pitches to match the accompanying clarinet and violin. This represents the gradual change in power from the Cabal back to humanity. It also shares similarities with A View from Orbit, with the 3 individual instruments playing in harmony to represent solidarity and completeness. It also brings back to the idea of a 3-player squad coming back together and regaining their power again. The feeling that you've reclaimed what was once yours to make the player feel accomplished with what they've done, and the music helps in that way to show that humanity is once thriving again, and this track helps conclude the journey your player went through. This final piece did bring tears to some players as they realised their story was wrapped up and came to an end. The final track is called The Last City. This tune concludes the game with the iconic Destiny 1 theme tune mixed with a larger, orchestral, happier tone. This is to infer the leap humanity has made from the previous actions throughout the game. The music has taken the player through an emotional story from feeling powerful to having that power stripped from your identity, and then in the end regaining your strength to fight for those in need. In the end, the player feels rewarded, and this music conveys that reward well through the changes in pace from the beginning to the credits. The player feels a sense of pride and accomplishment, EA sold separately. When we slowly make our way to the end of the tune, the pace begins to slow down, and then to be met with a soft, singular trumpet playing the Traveler's Chosen theme, which is the first track you hear in the original game, marking the completion of your journey, and you feel rewarded as you emerge from the end of it feeling more powerful than ever before, which reinforces Destiny's tagline, "Become Legend." Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, and if you'd like me to analyse any other games, please let me know in the comment section below.